Hello, welcome. Greetings of the day. Welcome to another session of Grade 9 Mathematics, Chapter 1, Number System. Dear students, today we'll be discussing in detail about expression of rational numbers in the form of P upon Q. Kindly note that this is an important concept as far as the school exams are concerned. Before we actually learn about how to express a given rational number in the form of P upon Q form, let us understand rational numbers further on the basis of its decimal expansion. Now, a rational number can have two types of decimal expansion. One is a terminating decimal expansion, and the other one is a non-terminating and recurring decimal expansion. Let us understand it further with an example. Let us take the first example of 7 upon 8. Now, over here, you can see that when 7 upon 8 is carried out, when 7 gets divided by 8, you actually get 0.875. You can see the answer over here. So, over here, you can observe that the decimal places actually stop after 3 places. So 7 upon 8 gives you 0.875 and the decimal places terminates over here. It does not get even repeated. So such one is an example of a terminating decimal expansion. Let us go to the next example. 1 upon 3. Over here, you can see that when 1 is divided by 3, the answer happens to be 0.3333 and the 3 continues. So 10 upon 3 actually gives you the answer as 0.3333. Over here, you will realize that the number 3 in the decimal places does not terminate, does not stop. Hence, it is termed as a non-terminating decimal expansion. You'll also observe that the number gets repeated. Yes, it does not terminate, but it also gets repeated. Hence, it would be said that it is non-terminating as well as it is recurring. I hope you have clearly understood that the rational numbers could be of two types, the terminating decimal expansion as well as a non-terminating and recurring decimal expansion. Before we proceed further, kindly take a note of a very important point. When a decimal expansion is non-terminating and recurring, a bar sign is often used to represent it. Let us see an example over here. 0.33333 is an example of a non-terminating and recurring decimal expansion. Here, 3 is the number which gets actually repeated every time. Hence, it can be written as 0.3 bar. Over here, you will find that 0.333 is actually written as 0.3 bar. Here, the bar sign represents that the number 3 gets repeated, gets recurred, and is non-terminating. Let us take the next example. Here, the number is 0.356666 dot dot dot. That means it is non-terminating and recurring. Can you observe which is a number that is getting repeated? Yes, you got it correct. The number that is getting repeated over here is the number 6. So, I can say that it can be written as 0.35. Since the number 6 is the one that is getting repeated, the bar is on the number 6. So 0.356666 can be written as 0.356 and the bar on 6. Let us take the next example. 0.56767767. Can you observe which one is getting repeated? Yes, the number 67. Over here, you can closely observe that 6 and 7 gets repeated continuously. Let me mark it for you so that you are able to understand it. So, in 0.56776767, 67 is a number that gets repeated continuously. Hence, you can observe that the bar is actually on 6 and 7. So 0.5, then 6, 7, and the bar is on 6 and 7, which indicates that the number is actually 0.5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7, and continues. Let us take one more example. The number is 0.235235235. Can you tell me which number is getting repeated? Yes, the number that is getting repeated is the number 235. Hence, you will observe that it has been represented as 0.235, and the bar is actually on 235, which indicates that 235 is getting repeated continuously. I hope this is clear. Now, let us take the next example. The next example is 0.3535353 dot dot dot. Can you tell me which number is getting repeated? Yes, you saw it correctly. 35 is getting repeated continuously. Hence, this number is written as 0.35, and bar is all on 3 and 5, which indicates that 35 is getting repeated continuously. Kindly take a note of these understanding concepts. Now, coming to the next irrational number. Irrational numbers, as we discussed before, would have a non-terminating and a non-recurring. I say it again, a non-terminating and a non-recurring decimal expansion. Let us understand it further with a few examples. Let's say the first one. It is 1.412367. First of all, you will observe that it is non-terminating. It does not terminate. But at the same time, no number gets actually repeated also. So no number over here in the first one is also getting repeated. As you can see, 4, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. The different set of numbers not even getting repeated. If you could see the next example, which is 0.35238456. Yes, as you can see, it is non-terminating. The dots represent that it is non-terminating, but it is even non-recurring. There are no set of numbers that are getting repeated. How about the next number, 5.23781243? Over here also, the dot represents that it is non-terminating, but at the same time, you can observe that there are no numbers which are actually getting repeated over here. I hope you have understood how a decimal expansion is expressed with the help of a bar sign. Now, if you're clear with how to express the decimal expansion, whether it is terminating or whether it is non-terminating but recurring in case of rational numbers, and in case of irrational numbers, it has to be non-terminating and non-recurring. If Clear with these concepts, let us try to understand and apply the same concepts in solving question number 3 of exercise 1.3 of your NCERT textbook. The question tells you to express the given numbers in the form of P upon Q. Let us take the first question. The question is 0.6 bar. The bar is on 6. And we know that the bar indicates that that particular number is getting repeated continuously. Now, to get to the solution of this, let's say x is 0.6 bar, the given number. That means x is equal to 0.66666. Let's consider that as our equation 1. Now, to get to the solution to such questions, we have to observe the number of digits that contains the bar. Over here, you can find that the bar is only on one digit. Hence, x will be multiplied with 10. If the bar was on 2 digits, x would have been multiplied with 100. If the bar would have been on 3 digits, x would have been multiplied with 1000 and so on. So, since over here, the bar is only on one digit, that is the number 6. So, x is multiplied with 10. So, x is multiplied with 10 and 0.6666 also gets multiplied with 10. So, in the next step, x into 10, you get 10x. And over here, you can observe that when 10 gets multiplied with 0.6666, a decimal shift happens and you get 6.6666. Take this as the second equation. Now, coming to the next step. Subtract equation 1. When you see equation 1 over here in the third line. So this is your equation 1 and this is equation 2. So the next step is subtract equation 1 from equation 2. So what we will do is we'll take equation 2, which is 10x, minus equation 1, which is x. I'll just undo this so that we get the correct box. So 10x gets subtracted with x, and over here what would happen? The same thing on the RHS also. So 6.666 actually gets subtracted from 0.666. So that has been actually mentioned over here. So 10x minus x is equal to 6.666 minus 0.666. I hope this is clear. Now, let us go to the next step. So, we were here 10x minus x was carried out, and on the right hand side, equation 2 minus equation 1 was again carried out. Now, what do I get? 10x minus x is 9x. And this has to be subtracted. The subtraction process is shown over here, which easily says that 6.6666 dot 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 minus 0.6666 dot dot dot. I know the number would be the same. Hence, 6 minus 6 happens to be 0. And over here, 6 minus 0 happens to be 6. So, this when gets subtracted gives me the answer as 6. So, what I have right now is 9x is equal to 6. 9 goes to the other side and I get 6 upon 9. What is left on the left hand side is x. So x is equal to 6 upon 9. This when simplified gives us 2 upon 3. So 2 3s are 6 and 3 3s are 9. So 3 gets cancelled out and the simplified version is 2 upon 3. So now what have we got is We began by saying that x is 0.6 bar, the question itself. Now what we're getting is that x is 2 upon 3. So that means 0.6 bar can be represented as 2 upon 3, which is the P upon Q form. So what does P stand here for? 2. What does Q stand here for? 3. I hope you're clear with the first sum. For further understanding and to develop this skill, please carry out an extra practice. Try to express the numbers 0.3 bar, 0.7 bar in the form of P upon Q. Let us try to understand it further with another example of the same exercise. Question number 3, second one. The question is 0.47 bar and the bar is on number 7. We'll proceed with the same method, considering taking the question as x. So x is equal to 0.47 bar. And since the bar is on 7, 7 gets repeated. So x is equal to 0.47777. Now, as we did in the last sum, we'll consider the number of digits on which the bar is. Here, the bar is on only one digit, the number 7. Hence, x will be multiplied with 10. X gets multiplied with 10. And when x gets multiplied with 10, you get 10x. On the RHS also, 0.4777 has to be multiplied with 10. So a decimal shift happens and we get on multiplication of them as 4.7777. Now, in the next step, as we did in the previous sums, we'll subtract equation 1 from equation 2. So 10x minus x. And over here, 4.777 minus 0.477 as seen in this step. So 10x minus x gives you 9. And when these get subtracted, the answer happens to be 4.3. You can see the explanation of subtraction over here. I hope this is clear to you before we proceed to the next step. So what we have right now is 7x is equal to 4.3. And when 7 goes to the other side, what we will get is 7 in the denominator. So now we have x is equal to 4.3 upon 9. I'm sorry, it was my mistake, upon 9. Now, to get rid of the decimal place of 4.3, we can multiply the denominator with 10. So what we get is 43 upon 90. So x has been represented in the form of 43 upon 90. Now, if you could recall, to begin with, we represented x as the question, that is 0.47 bar. Now, what are we doing over here is that 0.47 bar has been represented in the form of P upon Q, which is 43 upon 90. I hope you're clear with the second question. And you will observe that the method was the same. First, to represent the given question in the form of x, and then identifying and observing how many digits does have the bar form, and accordingly multiplying x with 10, 100 or 1000. Let us try to understand the next question, which is under question number 3, third one. The question is 0.001, and you can see over here the bar is actually on 0, 0 as well as 1. So as we have proceeded in the previous sums, what we shall do is we'll take the given question as x. So let's say x is 0.001 bar. That means 001 is getting repeated. Now, the next step, as we did in the last two sums, is to observe how many digits does a bar is present on. So over here, the bar is present on 3 digits, 0, 0, 1. Hence, the first equation will be multiplied with 1000. So x gets multiplied with 1000 and the RHS also gets multiplied with 1000. I hope you're clear with this before actually we proceed to the next step. You'll observe that the steps are the same. The numbers may differ. So now 1000x is equal to 1.001001 and it continues. That becomes our second equation. Now, as we did in the previous sums, we'll subtract equation 1 from equation 2. So 1000x minus x is equal to 1.001001 dot minus 0.001001 dot. So 1000 minus 1x is 999x. And this when gets subtracted gives you 1. So we have 999x is equal to 1. And all that we need is value of x. So 999 goes to the other side in the denominator. So what we have got is x is equal to 1 upon 999. So we can conclude over here that 0.001, the bar on 001 can be represented in the form of P upon Q as 1 upon 999. My dear students, this can be only better achieved with more skills. So kindly practice well the given questions, the questions which I have solved over here, and also practice some more extra questions. Kindly express the following numbers in the form of P upon Q. The numbers are 1.27 bar and the bar is on 27. The second question is 0.235 bar and the bar is on 35. So I hope you have understood today's session. Before we meet the next time, kindly practice these concepts very well. So take care till the time we meet next for the next session. Thank you.